John Key, who will present the awards. Thank you for your time today. And we're also very grateful, if you wouldn't mind taking a message back to Minister Jerry Brownlee for his interest and energy in this project. He was always a very positive advocate for this initiative. As you'll see and as you'll hear, the Cantabrian is designed for our land and for our special circumstances. It is safe and seismic resistant. It is durable. It is smart. It's affordable. It's appealing. It's warm. It's light in many ways. It's appealing, and it's very Cantabrian. It will be a positive legacy for the people of Canterbury. I'd like to thank all those individuals and companies, professional bodies, local government and government agencies who supported the concept. Special thanks to all those individuals and those groups who entered their unique designs. You know, and we recognise, that you invested your professional skills and expertise as your generous commitment to the rebuild of Christchurch and the recovery of Canterbury. Thanks to the judging panel who had the tough job of reviewing each entry and selecting the finalists. Thanks to Housing New Zealand, the Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment, the Engineers Advisory Group, the Institute of Architects at both the Canterbury branch and a national level, and to all my sudden response to narrow board and management colleagues. Today is necessarily like speed dating, but design style. So we're going to have 5 or 6 speakers before the Prime Minister, and they'll each spend about 90 seconds providing their perspective on the Cantabrian, and I'll introduce each of them now. Bruce Partridge from Southern Response on the concept and the objectives of the Cantabrian. Ron Peinenberg on the Engineers Advisory Group and their connection with this concept. David Hill, the Chairman of the New Zealand Institute of Architects, the Canterbury branch, on how architects have added so much value to turning this dream into a concept and then into reality. Stuart Ross, the Fulton Ross, on the Canterbury architect's role. Peter Sparrow from Indy on the impact of the Cantabrian on the building industry. And then Chris Saxton, who will speak on behalf of the editors of the Christchurch Press from the people's perspective. So after about 12 minutes, I'll ask the Prime Minister to speak and then to help present the award. So welcome to Bruce.
Started as a notion probably around October last year when Federation released the paper article, and at that stage it was purely a notion, and we had no idea what a Cantabrian looked like nor what it was going to achieve. But in essence, what we had was a challenge to the community that was pushing them away from their character homes and traditional brick and tile, and they were being asked to consider lightweight build to move into the new area. And that was a real challenge that we felt that we wanted to help people through. And I remember at the time thinking, if we can get the architects who are the visionaries to take some ownership in this and get involved, then maybe they can help shift the shape of what the city looked like and what the houses looked like in the rebuild. And so we spoke to the architects late last year, and from that point on, we've just been continually involved in the notion of the Cantabrian here we are today. Thank you.
The guidance that MB has put together focuses on the geotechnical and the structural, and that's good because that's a very important part of the ground and the foundations that hold up the house that will be built. The bit that's been missing, if you like, has been the house itself that will sit on top. And what will that house look like? the things that we need to have for the future: warm, comfortable, environmentally sustainable, energy efficient, a comfortable house, a house that people would actually like to live in. And that's the bit that the Cantabrian was there to ask about. And so you'll see in the designs that have come out that the architects have shown that that's very possible. There's a lot of good ideas in there. There's a real future out there that the architects can help achieve in the Cantabrian. And there's a lot more that they could also do to help it happen in the future. So Southern Response to be congratulated, to have the competition for the Cantabrian. And I think now the real challenge is to put that into effect. And if we can build these houses to the Cantabrian and incorporate those ideas and that vision, then I think we'll end up with a true legacy that people can look back on in the future and say, that made a real difference, that was something worth having. And it's the housing for the future, to replace the houses we had in the past. And there actually is a silver lining to that cloud that was the Canterbury.
The Cantabrian House Design Competition offered a unique opportunity for the architects to influence the quality of the houses in the rebuild of Christchurch and Canterbury. We had the constraints of the TC3 land, building shape, size, and the budget provided the challenge for us to produce a housing type that provided more than what is being offered in rebuilt today. It's a chance for the architects to produce a lasting housing legacy that in 50 years' time we look back on the same manner we look back at the iconic New Zealand State Houses in the 1930s. Economic, energy efficient, well insulated, sustainable, and meeting the owners' expectations throughout their lifetime. A house that will adapt through their lifetime as they start a family, raise a family, and age gracefully in the same house. These are all important considerations. Architects throughout New Zealand responded to this challenge, showing the value they can add and providing answers to a challenging brief and contributing their designs to Canterbury's future housing legacy.
Well, it was a very interesting experience to judge these awards, and I was fascinated by the ideas that came forward. Many of them aspirational, some of them more practical than others, but all, of course, generating a huge amount of discussion and debate within the judging panel, and that's as it should be. That's what design competitions are about. We know, however, the housing market is generally quite a conservative market, and it takes, as architects I can say, it takes quite a lot just to take the next step and to get the majority of the people who are investing in the housing market to go along with you. So that is important that we look forward though. And I think as part of looking forward, we also need to think about the land. So the houses, yes, and the buildings, we have to find ways of doing things better, but we also need to think about the value of the land that we're putting them on and how we can sustainably use that land. And I would encourage everybody, and that's not just the designers and the architects, but that is the local authorities, the planning legislation, as well as the developers of the land, how we can use that land effectively for the future, because that's going to be one of our big challenges. So I ask you all to think about that, and we will as architects as well, and let's work together. Thank you.
The Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment is proud to support Southern Response's initiative of Cantabrian. We see this as another stepping stone in the history of architecture, similar to that of the villa or the bungalow found around New Zealand. The technical advances in materials and structural design shown in the Cantabrian, along with the quality and affordability, makes it an easy choice for any New Zealander anywhere in the country. To help this occur, the Ministry is pleased to provide to the winner of the design competition a national multiple use approval. A national multiple use approval is a mark of quality and building code compliance by the Ministry, allowing a faster and more efficient consenting process in Canterbury and anywhere in New Zealand. Well done to all of the entries, and especially well done to the winner.
looking at the challenge from a consumer or a customer's point of view. Particularly, I imagined how my family of 3 lively young girls would fit into the spaces and the houses on offer. I also wanted those structures to be safe for them to live in, so the 2 main criteria that clinched it for me were resilience and adaptability. If you're looking for a Cantabrian design, what better criteria are there? Structures that would stand up well and are adaptable to changing circumstances. Ross, thank you.
Thanks to our judging panel for your contributions throughout the term of this project, and thanks for your presentations today. And particularly thank you for sticking to the tough time limit we set for ourselves. So Prime Minister, would you like to say a few words before we present the awards, please? So would you please welcome the Prime Minister of New Zealand.
Ross, thanks very much. Can I acknowledge you and Peter and the board and team here at Southern Response. Start by saying I don't know what power you've got, but it's pretty remarkable because when I ask people to speak for 90 seconds, it involves time, but it's never 90 seconds. So well done, you've done extremely well. Secondly, this is going to be the most fun part of my day because I'm going back to Wellington to pass the GCSE legislation. It's quite light relief compared to what's coming up. And my only other request is if David Shearer wants to bring Snapper into Parliament, wish he could do it better than with chips and making a great lunch. Look, out of the tremendous adversity and tragedy that have been the Christchurch earthquakes has come a huge amount of innovation and creativity and real opportunity. And yesterday I was with Jerry and he was just taking me through some of the anchor projects and some of the design work that the architects have done in relation to those projects, and they really look magnificent. And I think it's a sort of window into what the future of Christchurch is going to look like. And that's equally true, I think, with the Cantabrian. You know, you've got 90 entrants who have come together to show their innovation, skill and creativity to produce a world-class product which is affordable for people and that can be built on specifically TC3 land as we see here in Christchurch. And so, as I say, from a very tragic set of circumstances is going to emerge something, you know, I think great for Canterbury families. And as MB has said, there's a design that's going to have a consent right across the country. That's a great thing, by the way. It's a real fast track. That means if you want to build this Cantabrian in Auckland, take a little bit of Canterbury to Auckland, or there, move the Crusaders up there as well would be quite a nice thing. But if you want to do that, then you can do that in a fast track sort of process. And that's really got to be the future, actually, of building, I think, in New Zealand, is that we use the best of our design people, but we produce a product which is actually affordable. And that's really the big debate that, if you think about, is going on around housing, particularly in Auckland, but it's also true here in Christchurch. Can we produce a product which is a great place the person wants to live, it's affordable to own, it's warm and it fits into their family, but actually they can afford to purchase the property and be proud of it. And so that's one of the, I think, really good things that's come out of this competition, that proof of concept has been demonstrated to work. I came through Southern Response, I know, about 5 or 6 weeks ago actually, to some time around about that. As part of a bit of a swing through I've been doing through a few of the insurers and EQC and Sierra and the others, and it was really just a bit of a behind the scenes look to get a feel of, you know, were there any sort of blockages that we could, from the government's perspective, help in terms of the speeding up of the rebuild of Christchurch? Because I think, as you probably saw yesterday, the numbers that came out, you know, fantastic growth numbers in Christchurch. You're doing extremely well. Your unemployment rate's one of the lowest in the country, and there's huge opportunities here. On the other side of the coin, we always have to acknowledge that there's genuine frustration from people, and that's because sometimes there's just uncertainty, sometimes there are internal delays in what's going on, and the picture is straightforward for a lot of people, but quite complex for others. And so the good opportunity that came from being here at Southern Response was to get a bit of a better feeling for what those particular issues were, and we're now starting to turn our mind to whether there are things that we can do to make that process just go a little bit quicker. I think that would be welcome relief if we can do that for Canterbury. So I know there's a lot of work going on. I know Jerry would have wanted to be here. To be honest, you wouldn't want Jerry. He'd saw him last night and he looked awful. It's got some disease, I don't know what it is, but it's not a good one. So you are much safer with him in Wellington and me here, but I know he would have wanted to be here, past his regards. And finally, when I came to that meeting, Ross and Peter and the team took me through the concept behind the Cantabrian and what was going to occur. And I said at the time I would like to be involved if I could be in terms of this day, because I think it is a really important day for Christchurch and for New Zealand consumers, that they can see how good we can actually produce a product, how affordable it can be, and what their future homes can look like. And the truth is that out of the terrible earthquakes and the rezoning of people through the red zones, some people are going to end up with a far superior house to the one they actually have, not unless through the circumstances they want, but nevertheless a brilliant product to live in for years to come. So thanks for having me here, and congratulations to everybody who's been involved. Thanks.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Now to the formal recognition and the celebration of the success of our three winners. So there are 3 awards today, and we'll start in reverse order. So the award for third goes to Context Architects Limited. And today we have Eugene O'Callaghan, Karen Manson and Stephen Boyle representing Context Architects. Congratulations and thank you.
Take 45. Throw the boat out, you'll be fine.
Actually arriving here and seeing what was up on the board, we're actually extremely humbled to be standing up here, so it's quite a shock for us to sort of the value and just the design expertise that's in there is incredible, and I think it's really good for Christchurch. And,
Thanks, Stephen. Context Architects Limited. The second award goes to Peinenberg and Collins Architects, and taking up the award this morning is Simon Blenko.
Thank you, some response. Yeah, it's a real pleasure to be up there in the top 3. I think we're really top 3, and yeah, it's a very fun challenge. And I look forward to developing it further. See how it goes.
And I should have mentioned, I guess, reflecting our government ownership, that we've been fairly mean and mingy about this whole process. Those people involved in the judging panel and all the supporting mechanisms, there's no payment made to those people. And similarly with the awards themselves, apart from a bottle of bubbly and the special accreditation for the consented process for the winner, there's not much else in it for the winners either, except for the fact that they are going to make a difference to Christchurch. So that's probably worth more than $1 million. So the first award today for the top design competition for the Cantabrian, Design for Our Land, is Continuum Architecture Limited, and picking up the award today on behalf of Continuum is Richard Sellers.
Look, firstly I'd like to thank Southern Response, especially Peter Rose and Chris Ashton for all their efforts in setting up this architecture competition. I think not only does a competition like this give opportunity to architects working outside Christchurch, but it also gives to the city an incredible pool of architectural ideas which you've just seen on the screen there. I think one idea that I think must be included in putting back together the homes and neighbourhoods is the idea of comfort. And I think comfort is especially important for traumatised people. And by comfort, I mean qualities of tranquility, relaxation, support, and I also mean comfort in the sense of to reassure, to hearten, and to uplift. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to each of our winners, and thank you, Prime Minister, for helping with the awards today and for being with us today. And don't catch that movie. No, I won't. So I'd like now to, a good function's a quick function, so I'd like to ask Peter Rose, the Chief Executive of Southern Response, to close today and then to welcome you to morning tea.
Thanks, Ross. Great to have you all here, and thank you, Prime Minister, for coming today. I believe it's a special trip to Canterbury for this. Obviously, respite from Melbourne. It's a double advantage. Thanks to the entrants, from whom I understand there's been excellent work provided, and it will be a great contribution to Canterbury. So it's not just the 3 winners, but the whole suite of participants will be beneficial to Canterbury. A special thanks to David Hill and to Ron Ponnenberg for their oversight, and also to the judges. The website of the Cantabrian goes live tomorrow. It'll be www.cantabrianhome.co.nz, and we'll provide that information out to all your email addresses so you can get a look at it. So the website will have information about all the entries themselves, an overview of the brief to the competition and its details, and the judge's summary. The entries will be displayed in the foyer of the Christchurch City Council over the next week or so, from tomorrow till next Friday week, I believe. The winning entry is to be built and is going through its final planning stages at present. We thank Housing New Zealand for providing the land for the Cantabrian. It'll be used as a show home for a period of a year to 2 years, which time will be taken over by Housing New Zealand for its own purposes. So Glenn, thanks very much for everything you and the rest of Housing New Zealand have been doing with this. It's been a great partnership all the way through. I'd like to also thank Arrow International, our steadfast project management company, for providing the project management and quantity surveying services for the building of the Cantabrian free of charge. It's a great gesture. It came to me yesterday and told me that. And finally, we are hopeful that our panel of group home builders, most of whom are here today, will give serious consideration to using the designs and ideas generated from the entries as part of their suite of options to our customers and to the wider community of Canterbury. Thank you.